Hey, what's good? What's good? Good people. Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in. On your way in, make sure y'all following the page. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And if you want to be even more nice, just go ahead and share it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I say, man, I'm humbled by all of the support we've been getting, and I thank y'all. So right now, and I got a variation of things that I want to talk about, but right now, I want to talk to my mothers. Okay. I want to talk to y'all in hopes, not as an attack, but I just want y'all to be in the know about things. Okay. Because you guys play a pivotal role. Some of you ladies are the only one that your son have. So I want to give a few thoughts, right? A few tips, a few tools to maybe help you guys navigate a better process as far as with your son. One of the things, right, that we know far as women, a lot of times they like to overextend themselves to their sons, right? Thinking that that's what helped them. The first thing that y'all need to do is find a mentor that's honest for your child, someone that's going to give that young man the energy, the male energy that he needs in order to sustain and not just have the woman side. Because you notice a lot of these young men, they react just like some of their mothers would because of the way that they see that, the mother may conduct themselves or act or react and stuff like that. You need a man to tell them, listen, bro, when you upset, take some time out, don't react, don't do certain things. And it basically put them in a state of mind of possibly getting in trouble in the future. Right. So when it comes to your son, allow him to fall. When you allow him to fall and fail, right, chances are he's going to understand how to handle hardship when he gets older. It's going to help him understand have the motor function to be able to think his way outside of things, right? It's going to pretty much help him. And the thing about it is, the ladies think that they can solve every young man problem, and it's not for them to solve. So I want to give some of y'all tools. First of all, understand the sport. If y'all in the sport, because this is who I'm really talking to. I'm talking to the sports mom. Be knowledgeable. Understand what's going on. Understand the rules. Understand the registration so you don't get taken advantage of. Understand where every dollar is going to that you spend, right? Understand that there are other male figures that your son should be leaning to. Because I'm going to tell you this, right? The young man is going to challenge the woman more than he will a man. Okay? So when you get all of that pushback and thinking that you can somehow do it yourself, it's going to be counterproductive. So this is why I want to talk to my ladies today, and as well as other things, but I want to help you guys because I see the yelling at the kid, the getting frustrated and want to fight every battle of his. He get hurt on the field. You want to cuss the coach out, the ref out, and all that, and not understanding that it's a part of football, right? All of these things matter. And then the fact that a lot of ladies extend themselves, overly extend themselves. Now you have men out here saying, "Man, women are messing it up." It's not that you messing it up; it's you're doing something that you're unaware of, which is overextending yourself to your son, and then it's not allowing him to fail or understand how to fail and get himself back up because you fixed him or fixed every situation that this young man have experienced. Then when he get older, he's staying in your house till he's about 27, 28, till you tired of him and then basically end up kicking him out is because you never allowed this young man to fail. These are things that ladies, women needs to understand, okay? It's not your battle. Your battle is to make sure that your son is getting to practice, make sure your son is not being disrespected, and to make sure that your son is safe, right? Not being safe, meaning as you go on the field when he gets hurt or something like that. Being safe as he's not dealing with a coach that may be a predator or a coach that's harming these kids or something like that. Safe in that regard. I think you need to understand where your fight is. Your fight, and now I'm talking to the men as well. The fight is off the field. The fight is off the field. When the kids is on the field, you have nothing to say, parents. I seen it when Voodoo was just playing. I seen parents trying to tell their kid that they supposed to be, at a certain part of the field when the coaches wanted them somewhere else. That's not your fight, ladies. Your fight is when they get off that field. Your fight is to try to make sure he get the NIL deals, just like them ladies right now, right? Some of the mothers are in the NFL getting their son maximum deals. That is your fight. But when you sit there and worry about your son and then you say, oh, well, I'm overwhelmed. That's because you are putting your, hold on, what do you say? He said, oh, all right, hey, Coach Diggy, I got you. Hold on. But when you're when you're overextending yourself, you get overwhelmed, right? Right? Yeah, I know, Tiffany. I know it's not all moms, but it's for the ones who don't know. Because we got some moms out here, you feel what I'm saying? Like Jatrice, like D Focus, right? We got some moms that's very well versed and very knowledgeable about what's going on. It's the moms that don't know what's going on is the one that I'm talking about. It's it like, and I'm really explaining this because I understand that is very pivotal, and sometimes with mothers not knowing, you will have a lot of men take advantage of that. So I want to make sure that everybody is well versed as to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So far as with some of these mothers, right? You know as well, Tiff, that it's a lot of mothers out here that don't know what's going on. They like literally don't. But I'm trying to there's a lady out there named Lashana who's getting people that's out there. He says, but that also falls on the coaches of not setting boundaries. Nope, that's not. See, that's why I'm saying it's not falling on the coaches. It's not falling on the coaches. Usually the coaches does what the parent allows, meaning that if you allow somebody to mistreat your son and you see that, the coach probably will mistreat your son. But if you come with, listen, you got to earn respect. You got to earn respect to give respect. And this is not what you're going to be, allowed to do. You're not able to just call my son hella B's, right? Hella B words and all this other stuff. If you allow that, chances are the coach is going to call your son hella B's. But if you say, nah, I ain't dealing with that, chances are he's not going to deal with it. So it fought the end goal of how their son is treated, it usually falls onto the parents, far as the disrespect goes. You feel what I'm saying? What's up, Coach Tim? But nah, I'm like, where I'm coming from is from the perspective. Don't, matter of fact, Tiff, don't do the it's man too. Cause I know what the man do. I get on the man all the time. What I'm doing is I'm really letting the mothers know, you know what I'm saying, where to get in, where to fit in, where to, where to put they actual attention, which is on the NILs. How can I make my son money? How can I, get this young man paid now? What are some of the things that I can do? How can I market my son? How can I, maximize his opportunities. Those are the things that mothers, I think, as well as fathers, need to be focused on. When they on that field, I think that you need to allow the coaches to be the coaches, because that's when the interferences happen. That's when the discrepancies happen. That's when the arguments happen. That's where the coaches get frustrated. And then a lot of times some of the folks want to leave because they think that this person doesn't know what he's doing. Sometimes in the cases they don't know what they're doing, but in other cases you guys are distracting the coach and expecting to get the best results. So I need people to understand where they stand. When they go on the field, the coaches and the teams is not the places of the parents to say anything, right? Anything, right? She said, I'm trying to get into sports management just because my son dreams. Exactly. That's where you're going to be able to fight the best fight, because I'm gonna be honest, right now women have the authority. So you go in there telling them, like, look, understanding how to what they call it, how to negotiate and all these type of things, understanding, like, look, my son is this, look, he get this amount of viewership, he gets this. Listen, you're gonna be making money from your son, right? You're gonna be in control of their NIL, name, image, and likeness. Like, that's your fight right there. You know what I'm saying? So this is just me telling the ladies, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be firm. You don't have to do a lot of the stuff that's that some of these other parents are doing. Your fight is really, and be honest, your fight is the corporations, right? To get some of that money that they want to give out anyway. And guess what? It's not very many people doing it. So chances are your rate of success is much higher. You know what I'm saying? But it can be, especially knowing yourself, it can be, the attention cannot be directed on the football field or to the coaches unless they are disrespecting your son. It cannot be, because what happens, and let's be honest, the mother get frustrated, she feel disrespected, she's going to cuss that man out, she's going to call him all type of stuff, and then what happens? She takes the kid off of the team. So I want my ladies to stop getting frustrated and then start taking it out on the kids. How do you take it out on the kids? Because you got frustrated and then you involved your son because you took your son off of the field, right? Off of the team. When that had nothing to do with the son. That's just like something in the cases. You're just upset that your kid is losing. Your team is losing. And it has nothing to do with your son wanting to quit or thinking about quitting. It was a reaction that you had, and then you put your son in it. I see this too often. So what I'm saying is, to avoid that, just go ahead and maximize your son opportunities by making sure his social media is handled, making sure that you know where all your money going, and making sure that these kids is getting a most opportunity for put up for success. Make sure the grades is good. Make sure that folks are paying attention to your son. Make sure that you're reaching out to some of these media social handles, right? By letting them know that your son is doing some amazing stuff. That's how you handle it. It's not on the football field. It's not by arguing with men. It's not by getting into it in the stands. It's not about none of that. When the game is started, The only thing that y'all need to be focusing on is whether that kid is getting filmed or not, so you can go there and shop that man film around and see what company will be willing to sponsor y'all for all of the viewership that he gets once you post a video of your son. Outside of that, y'all don't have a fight. Y'all don't have a fight. Let men deal with men. And then while you as the lady, you out there making sure that this young man business is being handled. And that's what a lot of these women that's in the sports, they're winning because that's what they took the time to do. So it ain't about a stay in your place role. It's about knowing when to say when, knowing how to be mature enough to understand that, this is not my fight. I don't even know. Some of these folks some of these ladies don't even know about football. The only thing that most of them that you hear, oh, they cheating my son, or you hit my son too hard, or don't hit my son. You're not doing breakdowns, but I guarantee you, once you get into that um like that business side, you're gonna be the dog that you never understood that you was. So that's just my message to my ladies, man. I want y'all to make sure that y'all learn the basics, make sure y'all know where y'all funds go, and shop around when you're looking at registration to see if it's too high, if it's something that you're willing to pay. And also give your son a trial run to see if he's good enough to play. You don't have to give your registration right away. You can put the kid on the team, see how the team is, and then make the decision there. Look, man, I do think that my son is good. He's a good fit. What are your intentions? What are your intentions? With my son, based off what you seen. And then if he tells you, X, Y, and Z, then that's what your expectations are, right? If that don't get met, please have the conversation with the coach. Hey, this is what we agreed upon, but this is not happening. Is there something that's not being done or whatever? All of it is communication, and yelling and cussing somebody out is not a form of communication. It's a form of disrespect. So the fact that any person disrespects somebody, don't expect to get the certain type of, I guess, respect. You disrespect, you get disrespected. That's just how I roll. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Coach Javon says send a link. Hold on, I got you, bro. But anyway, man, how y'all doing this AM, bro? I just wanted to start it off by talking to the ladies, man, because I'm tired of seeing them getting taken advantage of. I'm tired of seeing a lot of them ladies arguing with folks because some of them don't know what's going on. I'm tired of all this stuff. So I just wanted to plant the bug. That's not none of y'all fight. It's not your fight. You know what I'm saying? All right, bro. I just send the link. So the next thing is this is not the mothers, but this is to the men, right, who be hurting the team more than what they're helping. Because I had a conversation with somebody and I was telling them, like, bro, why do all y'all having I asked the question, do y'all have, and also hold on, let me put the link. I mean, if y'all want to call in, let me put the number in there. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have did that the first. But shout out to Tiffany for being in here. I appreciate you. 754-94-5484. Hey, I just put the number in the comment section. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know or call me if y'all want to come in. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do that. Hey, Street, send me a link real quick, bro. So the other thing, I had a conversation, right? I had seen a guy telling his son, Hey man, get up, scoot up, right? He was telling them, scoot up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
All right. I want to go on that before you change the subject real quick.
All right, go ahead, go ahead. Yep.
I was listening in. But yeah, even when it comes to the football registration, man, you cannot say what's too high if a program feels that they're worth that type of registration and they offering what they feel, because most of the time a registration for football is only for the uniforms, outfit, and insurance. That's it. You paying $55 to $40 for your uniform with the pads or whatever in there, and coaches really don't make nothing off a registration form if you charging registration $125, $200. All that's including your uniforms. That's not including tournament fees, travel, or none of that. But then us as parents, we got daughters that do cheerleading or baseball, and we paying $1,200 for cheerleading or registration. We're paying $900 for soccer. And that stuff don't last all year long like travel football, and they're not touching half of the states that we're traveling to or signing up for half of the tournaments that we're signing up to. So when people yell about all the registration is too high, man, people pay for what they want to pay for. They go pay $900 for some Jordans instead of paying the $900 for the registration fee that you're getting offered and you're using all year long. We're playing football, literally travel football is playing football from March, the end of March and April, all the way to December. You literally have 3 months off. And the only thing most coaches are even charging for is the uniforms and insurance. And that's barely, their insurance barely even get put in that. But coaches ain't, and then they got to realize coaches are coming out of 900, $500 to join these tournaments for your babies to play 2 and 3 games at tournaments. So that's not even including what a coach is coming out of his pocket, especially if your team ain't known for fundraising. Every time we go to a tournament, that mug is $300 to $900 regardless. So if you go into all these tournaments and events, you are paying, a coach is coming out of damn near $3,000 a year just on tournament fees. So parents got to realize that too when they want to mention registration, because my one of my kids' mom, they do cheerleading, and she say we do way more than what the cheerleading people even does or have competitions, and their registration is like $1,200. So when people tell me that all this is this and that much, like I got a kid that plays soccer, it's $900 for registration fee. He don't play as half as many games as we play or do half as much stuff as we do, like bonding events, going to the Coast games, going to the Pacer games, all these type of things that we do with our kids outside of football. The cheering them, they ain't doing that with their team. They not doing the extra work outside of the program. They just doing what you pay for and give you what you pay for, and you stuck with it. So parents and them, they gotta realize that too when it comes to registration.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey,
it's just a
you're
lot
right, but
to it.
here's the other thing about it though. I don't think a lot of these mothers will have an issue, or a lot of the, because I'm saying mothers because a lot of them are the ones who try to handle the registration and stuff like that. Now, I'm not the person that say, "Oh, the father not there." We see the fathers there, right? A lot of times under the registration, I'm also trying to make sure that the mothers are in the know. It's better, and that's why I say start treating everything like a business. A lot of folks don't have breakdown as to where the funds are going. If you're having a breakdown sheet, I can almost assure you that it'll be less problems. The main thing is that a lot of these organizations, bro, they try to freelance stuff. And that's not the way to go, bro. Anytime you go to any store, you're going to understand where your funds are going to. You're going to understand where every dollar is going to. You see, when you're doing something, right? Like if you're going to go buy something, they let you know how much you paid in taxes. They let you know all this stuff. You should have a breakdown. So when you just telling the parent this, it's like, okay, I'm just going off of your word. where is this money going to? If they have a breakdown sheet, they don't have to ask that question.
Facts.
They
Facts.
don't have to. The problem is that these people that keep saying, "Oh, we ain't got time for all this," well, which you need to make time because you see it's a problem. These folks want to know where their money going. If you have a breakdown, you will have an idea of where your money going, and you will know how to better prepare and properly, properly structure yourself how to spend your money. Cause
Yeah,
they'll be
I
like,
agree.
bro, listen, I can pay this down for the uniforms now. I know they need this now. Hey, listen, I got the 250 for the uniforms. Okay. When you need other stuff, if you're traveling, if you got that in there, look, man, we're a travel team, and chances are we're going to need maybe some type of what is it? Duels, right? Where
Yeah.
we're going to be able, we're going to travel, we're going to have to plan for this. You know what I'm saying? At least they know what they're getting up front. These folks are lying, bro. You
Yeah.
know, I don't condone lying. I don't come on here to make nobody feel good. I come on here to make people understand what's true, what's real, what's not, bro. And that's the thing. And I see some of my ladies get they get the short end of the stick. They get finesse. Bro, this is anywhere. And I'm not
Yeah.
okay with that, bro.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like my situation, like me doing this over the years, we tell them registration is so and so. You get 3 uniforms, a check-in outfit. We pay for the field to practice, so some of the money go there to keep the field all year because we practice at a high school, stuff like that. So I understand you do need a breakdown because our parents, I'm not gonna lie, my parents, they asking questions from A to Z. They want to know everything. They ain't playing, but they don't have no problem with paying the money. But you also, like, you have those parents that's really bought in, that's at every community event, that's at every fundraiser, that also speaks up like, hey, I can handle this time if we short on money. But then you also got those lazy parents that don't do nothing but expect to receive everything. And that's why a lot of coaches don't fundraise no more because you always have the same 10 kids or 10 parents showing up to fundraising. And then the parents that's always showing up is like, hey, we just raised $2,000. Why is the whole team benefiting from it? And we always the ones there every week. We there day in and day out. So that be the problem with fundraising also too. So kind of how we switched it up for fundraising, we do like player fundraising where the money goes into those player accounts throughout the year for those kids and parents that actually show up. So if you show up at the end of the fundraising, we divide the money between those people that come and they money go into their player account where their player
Mm,
account get held to where anytime they parent need, we don't care if they parent need to pay a water bill. If they say they need some money out their player account, we get them their money out their player account. We
that's
don't care
dope.
what it is because your kid earned that when they went out there and hustled. So that's what parents can, coaches can look into is start creating these players accounts and give it to somebody that's trustworthy, that's not going to be behind on their own bills where they digging into the players accounts. So you just have to be able to find somebody you trust like that because it took a while for parents to, trust us on the players accounts. We've been doing it for about 2 years now. So now they call us, hey, I need $100 out of my player account. I'm trying to get him some new cleats. He needs some new shoes for school. I need $100. We really ain't ask you what you need it for at the end of the day. You could just come and get it. But also when they come and get it, it has to be 2 witnesses when we give them their money and we all sign off on it. So they can't say, nah, they lying. Nah, no. 2 people was there to witness that you received your money in cash and we all signed off on it. So that kind of uh stop the discrepancy and all the backdooring and this and that. So you just have to find out what works for you. Like I got a lot of game that can help a lot of programs, because I've been through it. Like I said, I only speak off of experiences that I've been through because I don't like making the same mistake over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So like everything can work, but the coaches, the head, they really have to sit down and really figure out what's the best route for their program. So, um, you
Roy,
know,
what's up? What's up, with my guy, man?
yeah, so it's just like you just have to, you have to figure it out. Like I'm not gonna lie, the guys that I came into business with, that we built the Indy Firehawks with, them guys are some good guys, and they were smart. They the one, came up with the idea, but we all use it throughout the program. That way it ain't no this and that. Cause I didn't been there to where shit. We pay for, not me and the guys, we pay for all of the uniforms and wait for parents to pay us back. They never pay us back. After
Mm,
the first 2 years running a program like that, we said, hell no, we going broke for them and they ain't even paying us back. I ain't
mhm.
doing it no more. So that's when coaches get fed up of people using their kindness for weakness, because we've been there before. Buy all the uniforms, pass them out, parents don't make their payments, and you like, nah, forget that. I ain't doing that no more. I just spent my own money, took kids out of my own kids' mouth. So, we like to do it because we love the kids like they are our own. You know what I mean? Like I said, we do a lot with our kids outside of football, like literally. Like this past weekend, not really trying to brag, no, we had a community event. Everybody in the org brought old things from their house, old everything, put it at the park, gave it all the way to the homeless. Like we do that annually once a year. We teach our kids to give back to the need. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot to this football stuff that can
But
make it
but
well worth it.
but hold on, man. Y'all doing all that? I thought it was too much for coaches to do stuff like that. That what they telling me.
Not with us. We about the
Yeah,
community.
that what they telling me. What's good, Strick? That's what they telling me. Where it's no, that's too much for the coaches. Y'all doing all that, and let me talk about the play, the
What's
players
happening,
account.
streets? Nah,
I love that idea that
we
you fundraise, the kids fundraise, y'all split it, and you know, uh, then you have some funds into the kids account where I would say the only difference I would say is that, like it used for football purposes because that's what y'all need it for, whether y'all traveling and all that other stuff. But nah, bro, that's a dope. That's dope, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah, we just don't want to control nobody money, so we don't care what you use it for.
Okay,
We
yeah.
encourage you to use it for football expenses, but we're not controlling nobody money. Like it's not that deep for us. You know what I mean? It's not our money. We don't really care. We fundraise to help the babies out, or whatever the case may be. That's why I said people act like fundraising is so hard, bro. I swear to God, we live in Indiana, bro. This little ass state don't really care about travel football. We don't have no sponsorships. We can go to Walmart right now with 5 signs, 10 kids, and walk away from $500 to $1,000 in 2 hours. If you in Atlanta, Florida, wherever, you can make way more than that panhandling sitting outside of Walmart and make some money selling bottles of water or whatever. It's too easy for too many excuses. But a lot of people don't like putting the groundwork in. You have to put the groundwork in to make it easy, man. It's really easy, man. That's why when coach be like, oh, we don't can't fundraise. Like, nah, you just don't want to do it. Or you have like the community take care of us when we ask the community for stuff, because we do community give backs. For Christmas, we pick a family, we take care of that family in need and give them a whole Christmas and make sure they kids is good for family that's in need. Like that's what the program really is about. All this football, all Bill do on media, man, that's just extra outside the lines. That's not really showing what we do with the groundwork. But guess what? I ain't gonna talk about it because I don't need no clout. I don't need clout with that. I like clout talking shit about football, but I don't need clout on the real groundwork behind the scenes that we really do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, you really got to know, like you said, paying for the program that you're a part of and knowing what type of program you is. Oh, yeah, we take a lot of slack because of me being a hothead, always talking stuff on the internet. So, oh, the Firehawks is woo woo. But really, on the outside, when we outside of football, the community knows that we take care of the community. And that's all that matters. As long as the community knows where we practice, like when we don't use a high school, we use a park. That's the park that we always have the giveaways. We always cook for them in the winter, having, like we got something else coming up for Thanksgiving. Like that's what we do outside of football. Like we not just all football, football, football. We about our standard really is God, family, school, then football. So, that's really our motto that we live by the Indy Firehawks. You know, we church sometimes. We might go visit a church. We might do that. We might have a men's class on a Friday. Like that's what we do for real, for real. Like this extra stuff I do on the internet is just because it's just an outlet to have fun and talk shit. That's
Mhm.
all it really is.
Hey, Tiffany says no one that's having money issues should ever touch your team's money. Says that's the downfall I've seen a lot of times with teams. Yeah, nah, definitely. It's
We
really
have a
integrity.
501. We have that. We got the nonprofit. We have all that. We got
Okay.
that. We got all that.
Turf's talking says he says players account can even help pay registration is very smart. I think everybody should do it. Yeah, that's dope.
That's one of my guys up there in Indiana media. Him and one of our owners of the Firehawks, they be doing the media under Turf Talking. So yeah, like they know,
Shout out
like
to Turf talking.
the city know, they know what kind of what we do. You know what I mean? It's just like you either gotta follow it and help everybody, or you can shun it and keep staying in your ways. But I give game to everybody. It don't matter what it is. Everybody call me for everything. A guy just inboxed me just now. Hey man, how can I get into doing tournaments? Running tournaments is not easy. You have to build relationship with teams and make teams want to come to your event. You're just not gonna be able to throw a tournament thinking that people gonna come to your event. It's not that easy. Just because I throw tournaments in the city, or you might see another coach though, he built a relationship with those coaches, to make his tournament what it is. The product will sell itself as long as you build those relationships when it comes
Mhm.
to throwing a tournament. A
Yeah.
tournament's not easy. A tournament's gonna cost you 8 to 10 bands of your own money. And you might not make the money back. Cause guess what? Like I tell everybody when they be like, damn, how you be doing stuff like that? Bro, it's like bringing an artist to my city. If I pay Young Jock $50,000 and I don't sell the tickets back to make my $50,000, I lost.
Hmm.
It's just like bringing an artist to the city. It doesn't matter because the field costs, security costs, insurance, all of that stuff costs. Like, it's not that easy as people think it is to host an event. You have to be a businessman and know what you're doing to throw a tournament because you will be in a hole. You will lose out on money if you can't sell tickets.
And this is why it's important when I see people talk about
Okay, if you can't.
why I gotta pay to see my son to pretty much get in the game, bro. A lot of that stuff, it be the event throwers. It's not even a league. See, I agree when you say that when you're playing in the league, right? If you're playing in the league, then you would say, "Oh man, why I gotta pay to see my son?" You pay to get in that league, but when you're going to someone else's event, then this is what you're gonna have to do because the person that's throwing the event, they're not doing it, for their own sake. They're doing it for the kids, but they're also trying to make some money so they can expand as well. See, the thing
Motherfucker
about it
pay
is,
50 to $100 to get into a club. They can't go watch your son play football.
yeah,
Nah,
I
for
mean,
real.
and I get it, but like, you have to. That's why we have to learn everything that youth football has to offer. Because once you understand and then it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't want to do it, but I get it. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
And then
listen,
you have a
Parents,
lot of
people
you
don't
have a lot
people
of
don't
people.
realize. Go ahead,
You
streets.
have a
Go
lot
ahead,
of people
streets.
that don't explain where they don't explain the parts. Like some parts are governed by the city. So guess what? Every Saturday they don't pay to get in, and then some people are not in those governed parts. So it's like they just outside people that are playing in the leagues against some of these people. So yeah, you have to pay on Sunday. I mean on Saturday. Some of these coaches are not explaining it. And then they're not explaining Sunday games. They just out here on matchmakers setting it up. Here it is. You got a first time parent on your team, but you got all returning starters, but you got three new parents. You ain't explain to them that a Sunday game gonna cost them $20-$25 a person.
hey,
Yep.
If they
I got a
if they
question too.
coming if they coming like me, I am a family of 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you take out 2 of my boys that's playing, but still, if we was coming to just watch one, it's a family of 8. I got a big family.
Right.
So
The
they gonna come
streets.
watch my wife gonna come watch my son.
You and
You know what I'm
Trevon in
saying?
the same boat. But listen, I got this. I got this question. Do you feel like some of these coaches be just trying to get over and don't want parents to be in the know? Or do you feel like they really genuinely don't have the time to explain to them why they're paying every month, every week at a game?
Um, it just
I mean,
depends on how long you've
they
been
do. I
around
think
it.
they do. They just not explaining.
Yeah. A-
They just not
And
explaining. They have.
I yeah,
Hey, you breaking up. You breaking up. Hey, Street, go out and come back in.
yeah. I think that you supposed to tell like you supposed to tell them what they're coming into. Like Ala- Alabama, he's still cutting out.
Hold on. Let me cut him. Go ahead.
Like you just have to know what tournaments you're going to, and it has to be put out pre-planned before you go. Like Alabama, it's $25 every day. Wasn't no weekend passes or nothing. So parents need to know that ahead of time, because most parents think it's a weekend pass every time you go to an event. Every event is ran different by the event holder. So you just have to pre-put that out there. But like you said, for a leagues, if you're not a big league, you still have to play for the field and you have to pay for the refs. The refs cost the most money. If you got a league with 20 games and it's $45 a ref, they're making $1,000 per ref if you have three refs at a field. That's $3,000. A lot of event holders ain't got that to come out of their pocket to pay for that. And that's what I was gonna say. Even about when you throwing an event, you're coming out your pocket for good trophies, good plaques, good medals, good rings. You're paying damn near $4,000 to pass that out for free. It's not cheap, parents. It's not easy. So people just gotta realize that everything costs. Like, and I used to feel that way too. Like when I first started, man, why I'm explaining to these where the hell, god damn it, they don't ask, god damn it, McDonald's what's going on. They don't ask this store what's going on. But I had to sit back, realize, as you know, I said the other owners, they came like, we got to tell them something. They got to know, so it's easier for them. So they not just hounding us. But I used to feel like that too. Man, why the hell they asking us all this shit? Are they asking they light company what's going? Like, are they asking they light company for an extension? Are they not like they can't treat me like, but we also dealing with families that's trying to make a way for their babies. So I had to, lighten up on that aspect. Cause I was the same way when it came to like, why you asking me that? Like, are you asking that person that? Are you asking you asking like, oh, why the uniforms late? Are you asking Amazon why they told you it's coming on Wednesday, but it's coming on Friday? Are
Mm.
you asking them? No, that's what used to irritate me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, why do you like? Are you asking Amazon that? They coming. Only thing we can do is wait until Ning Long Ming from across goddamn seas to send the package. The money sent, and there's nothing else we can do about it. We just waiting on them. So like it's just like it's a lot to do with it. That's why I'm glad that we kind of, fix some of those problems, with the player account and so on and so forth, but you
Hey,
just have to learn and grow.
what you're saying, right, is basically the problem with our community, right? Which is the need to the not the need to feel like we ever have to explain ourselves, right?
Hmm.
Cause like even in some cases, like I'll be like, man, I gotta tell you why. But as I mature, I realize, damn, the more that the more that I teach them, the more that they understand what's going on, the less resistance that I have, and the better we can flow as an organization. See, people think that some people, and I'm saying some people don't want you to know what's going on because they have intentions on uh you know using and abuse you, right? So I don't want you to know everything. I just want to be able to, you know make you cash out whenever you want to do it. Then you got some folks that don't like to communicate and then do what Tiffany just said. Why are the team moms not communicating? Like some of these folks just don't feel the need that they have to communicate when communication can solve most of these folks problems, right?
Yeah,
I
I agree.
communicate. I wanted to help people, help parents, mothers, and stuff like that, right? Who don't have the money to help their son get exposure, right? So that was my form of communication. and that I was gonna hit up a lot of these corporations once I start doing some stuff involving the kids and stuff like that outside of this. I was going to get the funds from the corporations and stuff like that. That was the intent. That was the initial intent, in the beginning and all the other stuff. I communicated that to most of the parents. I communicated that so they understood what I stood. But then over time, what I realized that a lot of them folks put me to the back burner and still was paying anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn. I'm
And
giving my free time, not being appreciated, not getting, that many thank yous or whatever. And them folks going to people that can pay. So I looked out, and I communicated with them what it is that I wanted to do. And they still went on and did something else, but it's still a choice. You still give them an option. I don't want to strip nobody from their option of doing what it is that they want to do. So when I come to you and I give you my breakdown, it's up to you. But you understand and you have you have full knowledge about what it is that we plan on doing. We are traveling, right? We're considering ourselves a national team. Not just that, we are actually traveling. We also got to pay for some of this food. We also got to pay for some of these Airbnbs, right?
bonding events. You have to
Yeah,
do
we got
bonding events.
the events. So all of these things, when you given the breakdown, it makes it easier for the parent to prepare to be on board and to be able to follow what's going on. And you won't have situations like where you only got 14 players because your parents will already be in the know.
Let me see if I
Uh,
can send you this registration thing we got, and now you can post it if you want. And my parents, I'm not gonna lie, they biggest pet peeve is communication. They do not play. They hit you up at 5 in the morning. We practicing today. You ain't put a message out. You ain't put a reminder out. You ain't do the okay. Slow down. I got you. Hold on. Like they do not play. They do not play.
Harold said, even in league play, you still have to pay the refs, and in some cases, you have to have off-duty police, right, or school police. Yeah, that's facts. So these folks, man, like I get it, bro, but a lot of these parents don't know. We can't assume. We can't assume. So basically, in this conversation that we are having today, right? What are we learning? The problem we're learning the lack of understanding, right? The
Yeah.
lack of knowledge. Hey, no,
These
hey, T
streets.
Street, go out and come back in.
Turf talking to comment on that one. That is the problem with a lot of programs. The coaches that only want to coach, it's not only about coaching. You still have to be there for the bonding events, the fundraising, and putting in the same extra work that the head coach is putting in because it becomes overwhelming. So I don't like that theory. I'm just coming to coach. Well, if you just coming to coach, nigga, we offer more than just coaching. We have to mentor these babies. Babies have to stay at night on some weekends with you to bond with those specific coaches so they can run through a brick wall. That's why everybody say, oh, Coach T's the favorite coach. Oh, Coach B knows the favorite coach. Oh, Coach G's the favorite coach. Yes, because we open up our doors wide open to these babies where their parents feel comfortable dropping them off for the whole weekend. They know we gonna go fishing or we gonna do something. If that's what we do with our kids at the time when they come over, it's more than just about coaching. It's about a family. Like it's not just about coaching. I hate when coach. Oh, I'll just send my $200 in, nigga. Where's the bonding event when we out here holding up these signs for these babies to hold the signs with us? It's way more than about coaching. Oh, that's Bino. That's one of the owners for the Firehawks. I just
So
text you, Bino. Check your DM so I can give him the
it's
registration
cool to give
breakdown
up a
so he can
Saturday.
post it.
It's cool to give up a Saturday to go play football with these kids, but it ain't cool to go on a Sunday to hold up a sign with these kids.
Yeah,
And
that.
that's what I was saying. And and now you basically broke down what it is that I was trying to tell these folks. Trevon, is that listen, coaching is more than X's and O's. If that's all you're trying to do, bro, it's not coaching is not for you.
Fact.
It's
I
not,
just took two of my players to school this morning and was late for work. I
right?
got the call saying I need a ride. Mom, going to work. Guess what? All right, don't let it happen again. I'm on the way.
Nah, for
Then
That's
real.
sent
what
the
it
other
is,
one on the
bro.
way.
You gotta be an extension as a coach. See, a lot of these folks, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why I don't like copycatters. I don't like followers and all this other stuff, bro. It's because when they see somebody doing something, right? Them folks try to emulate, imitate, and copy what it is that these people, what the other people are doing, but you're not in it for the right reason. So you
For
see
sure.
another coach doing something, but he's getting shining credit behind doing it. Now some of these coaches want to follow suit. They want to do it, but then you're doing it wrong, or you don't have the same intent. The main thing that you want, which is what I find out, some people want to come on here for, they just want to be known. You
That's
just want
it.
to be known, bro. Like,
Been
bro,
saying it
if
for years.
popularity is the reason you want to become a coach, bro, you're definitely in it for the wrong
Been
reasons.
saying it for years. Just imagine, Ken. Ever since January, we had so many coaches on here saying that what they was gonna do something, they was gonna do this, they was gonna do that. You know, the only person that did something, that said something back then and doing something now,
Coach Melvin.
Coach Melvin. Coach Melvin. That's it. Winning or losing, he is still out here getting it in. Everybody else, you don't even know what the fuck they at.
So, and that's what it is, bro. It's like if you ain't got time to transform these kids' lives, for the better and stop all this other stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you this, and it always rub people the wrong way. When I told folks, don't be smoking at the event, and that's why some of these events getting uh
Yeah,
taken over and all that other stuff. I have every single time I have a lot of folks come to the DM, man. Hey man, you listen, bro, smoking, man, people gonna smoke. Like, bro, you don't have enough like restraint to just wait till y'all get back to wherever it is that y'all want to get back to. You feel what I'm saying? Like to do what it is that you want to do. Bro, I swear to God, I'll be so tired of when folks try to defend ignorant stuff. They make excuses by things that you try to do good, but then they defend the ignorance. That's the part where I'll be like, bro, what is going on? Okay, you want to defend why you should be able to smoke in public, but then when I'm telling you, hey, listen, I think coaches should do a little bit more, man. Nah, man, coaches ain't really got all that time for this, man. You defend, you defend the smoking, but you make excuses for the coaching as to why coaches shouldn't do more. See, that's the backwardsness of our community. You feel what I'm saying? So I want the parents, especially the mothers, that's doing it on their own. If you see that type of behavior, and if your coach is not doing nothing productive outside of X's and O's, meaning that he's not telling your kid that, hey, look, man, in order for you to play, them grades got to be good. If you failing, we gonna get you a tutor or try. We gonna see what we gonna do with moms, to make sure that you get back in the position of your education or something like that. If a coach is not worried about that and only worry about the X's and O's, and only thing he offers is cursing, and only thing that he want to do is play all of this degenerate type of music and all that stuff. Yes, I like some of the music, but when you really look at it, why do they play it in our neighborhood? Because a lot of people get influenced off of that. You got kids who listen to music and they get influenced off of that type of music, right? But you don't have coaches to say, listen, man, I noticed that this only music. Y'all better not do nothing these folks talking about. Yeah. Why is that important? Because They listening to music and they doing everything that these folks is talking about. But why? Because they're not taking the time out to tell them, bro, none of these folks are doing none of this stuff, that they're lying. Don't do that. You better not be at school cursing. Not just that, you better not be having no gun. Not that, not just that, you better make sure that them grades is good. Not just that, you better make sure if you have an issue with somebody, you communicate that, right? These are the things as coaches. You can't just do that. These little kids are being misled because they thinking that the stuff that they hearing in the music is the norm, it's the standard, it's the thing to do. And a lot of folks, man, hey, listen, the one thing that we'll teach our kids is what? Fight back, how to be hard, right? To dance, but we never teach them that, listen, this right here is your best asset for success. It ain't the physicality. Even in football, you still got to use this in order to make the right reads, the right plays, the right decisions, right? So this is your greatest asset, whether it's in business, whether it's on the field. Okay. So I just want folks to know that. But y'all got anything that y'all want to say on that? Y'all still on here? It look like y'all still on.
Yeah, we good. We still here.
Okay, okay. I bet. I just wanted to make sure. But man, that's the whole stuff, bro. Like, man, just start giving our baby a chance, man, at life, bro. Just give him a chance at life, man. We didn't see what our family taught us, and some places like that a lot of them was led to is not where they wanted to go, but that's all we know. The kids only learn what we tell them. That's why you can be on TV and see some of them little girls acting just as grown as they mom because they do that in front of their kids. Some of these young men doing exactly what they see in front of they father, right? Because that's what they showing them. You got to be hard, man. The last time I checked, the one that always has the most power is the one who does this. They got a place for tough guys, and it come with bars. So choose wisely, man. That's the only thing that I can say, in that regard. But you know, youth football, man, I think we're gonna get it back to a certain place. We just gotta override ignorance. That's the whole thing. And that's the toughest thing to get over because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. At one point, people thought that I was gonna be for sure, either in dead or in jail. They thought that about me for sure. But guess what? I end up, moms end up doing some, cleaning up herself and all that. And I say, okay, if she do that, I can do my part. Cause now I ain't gotta worry about you no more. Being on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? So I get all the angles, man. Stop.
I just sent you
And
something.
now
You can show if you want. I just sent you something.
I bet. Let me see. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
Coach Bro.
um, yeah, man. It's just like I said, you just gotta do what's best. Try to explain it the best, man. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that go into this youth coaching stuff. And like I seen a comment that said, man, people lose their family over the stuff. Yeah, because you got to find balance. I just seen a lot of people lose their marriages and their families because there's no balance, or you don't let your wife know exactly all the extra work you got to put in when you become a volunteer coach. Some people just think you just show up and coach. So the wife ain't understanding with that. She don't know what's going on, because you ain't communicated that with her. So it's just like, man, we just got to do what's best for our programs, our area that we in, because I wish we was down south. I'm telling you now, I'm a Nick Saban type of guy, hard nosed coach. Like I expect the most, but like it's hard when the parents ain't used to that type of stuff in this area. Like they just not used to it. Like so I have to adapt with the parents and the people I have around my program. But like I said, I got a lot of my kids I had since they was 6U. So they kind of used to me now, you know. Um Man, this youth football is crazy. Like I never would expect it to be like that, you know. But now I'm here. I love it, you know. Some days get overwhelmed and you do feel unappreciated, you know. So it might you might feel some type of way. But
That's every coach.
yeah, man.
Hey,
You just
and the
gotta
thing is,
keep at it.
the thing is too, I don't think that a lot of these mothers, I don't think a lot of them are just parents in general. I don't think they understand how far appreciation get them. Hey, you know what? I know you don't have to
Yeah.
do it, man. I thank you. It's pride what gets in the way of you telling somebody that's taking the time out to do something for you, just to say a simple thank you. I appreciate everything that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That takes you a long ways. But instead, it's this hardness that they feel, that some of these folks feel that they must display. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest, an attitude basically it has limitations. Okay, it's going to get you only but so far. But the right one is it has no boundaries, has no limitations to it, because people would love to be around you. But when you somebody that always have an attitude, and you somehow always getting into it with other people, you're going to just be known for somebody that nobody wants to be around. So attitude, and great, and gracious, gratefulness, and all that other stuff, man, they take you a long ways, man. But here it is. He says financial commitment. The total registration cost, right, is $475. Says due May 30th, right? He says is $275. The remaining $200 will be due as follows, or can be paid all together in May. Says June, right? June 19th, $20. July 17th, $20. August 21st, $100. September, $20. October, $20. November, $20. Okay. Then he tells you what's included, right? What the registration includes. It says 4 padded pants uniform, t-shirt, shorts, tracksuit, insurance, tournament and league fees, practice field, fees. So hey man, you can't be
On,
upset.
on
Go ahead.
top of that, Ken, on top of that, we have other slots to where it tell you community day, bonding day, community giveaway, fundraising days. Coaches have a contract. It's like even if you're a coach and we got 5 community days or fundraising days, all that's together, you have to be there as a coach 3 out of the 5. So like everything we do, like they say, oh, I don't practice what I preach. I really practice what I preach. Everything is really broke down. I probably don't miss no community days, no fundraising days. Like my family's probably at all of them. Like we really try to break this down for families and give them the best, look at what we're looking at to build our vision to
All
help
I
them
need.
out. So if you did that, you probably would have a little better ran program where parents wouldn't be on you as so much. Our parents still on us because when we don't follow them itineraries that they sign, oh why this changing? Oh why that changing? But like we try to tell parents, things change depending on where our team is headed. Like me, a lot of my stuff changed a little bit because I merged with the Saw Boys. So we had to write up a whole new one. This is our 10 U's itinerary. It has not changed. That's our 10 U's. So like each age group have their own different itinerary. All registrations are different. Like our 6U babies, we not about to charge them that much. They not leaving the city. They not doing as much as a 10U and 11U's doing. So theirs is a lot cheaper and a lot more feasible. But our 6U head coach, which is our owner, shit, he pay for everything out of his pocket. Because he just giving back to the babies because that's what he loved to do. You know what I mean? So it's different. You just have to communicate, like you said, about communication is huge. Like this is what we do, man. So y'all can take that, player
Sound
accounts,
like me,
take
boy.
it and use it. Like we have a player account. Yeah, we have a player account itinerary too, where it tells you who will have the money, who's responsible for the money, who will sign off on the money, whoop de whoop. Everybody,
You
each
gotta
one
realize
has an
when you,
itinerary. I didn't want to send you all that, Ken, because it was a lot. But
when you've been
Hey
together,
man,
we
when you've
have
been
all that documented.
when you've been together, like your
Go ahead,
team and
Street.
other teams, you know, even with us, we have a breakdown of the games that all we do is wait on the date. You know what I'm saying? So we have a breakdown like, okay, we're going to see one of you, and we're going to was on. You know what I'm saying? Way before they even put out there, we letting the parents know that's where we're going. Preseason battle. You know what I'm saying? We letting them know, okay, this is a breakdown. This is where we're going. We're going to all these places this year. So instead of 2 weeks, you give them, here it is. You got 2 weeks before battle preseason. Now you want to tell the parents. I really don't understand it.
Yeah.
hey, Keisha
That's why
said,
when I feel like he says, go ahead.
go ahead.
That's why I said when Ken say that some people just be trying to get a little back door and take some earnings off the back end. I feel that they do, because it's not too hard to get you a computer, do what we did, break it down. If things may change, it may change. Like he said,
That
like
right there,
Bino
that's the
just said in the
blueprint.
comments. Only thing we changed, we took $100 off.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, so
Parents
we got
happy
kids
about that
on our
$100 coming
team.
off.
We got kids on our team been up since 6 right? So that right there breaks it down for that new parent that
Yeah.
just came over this year. You know what I'm saying? So you got little Timmy. Little Timmy been on the team since 6 so he already know his parents already know what's going on. They know they finna this is what they signed up. They been up since 6, they 12 now. But you got little Tommy, this is first year because he wanna join a good team. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, his parents don't know what's going on because he didn't explain it.
Mm.
So that's a good breakdown for a new parent. You know what I'm saying? Not a parent that just
Yeah,
like went to the
Yeah. And our
tournament.
registration wasn't always that high.
nah, bro. It's
It,
hey
it,
man,
it
like
wasn't
I
always
say,
that high. We started off at 150.
long as them
Go ahead.
folks know, bro. All I'm saying is from don't strip them from making a decision or a choice. Just like they say with the 404, right? They say they charge 700 and some dollars or whatever, right? $750 for registration. Now, does the parents understand that that's high registration, right? Do they understand what comes along with that? Do they understand what the cost covers, right? All those things matter. I don't want no parent, no mothers, or especially because the men, I feel like y'all should already have a clear understanding what's taking place. Now, if the mothers thinking that okay, this is everybody's price, chances are she's just gonna go with that. But if she knows that other people, you know what I'm saying, they're probably in that same area, they charging less than that, or whatever the case, chances are she might go there, right? But she's only doing it so in some cases because she doesn't know. And my thing is, long as you know what you're doing, long as you are aware of what you're doing, like what you just showed, right? This breakdown, they
Mhm.
know where their money going. So when they got some money, they know to put that aside because they got to pay for they got to pay for your son or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They know when you're told in advance, bro, it's easy to prepare and plan for it, as opposed to being caught up or being told at the last second, oh, this is what we doing. And then in some cases, this just be real. Some folks are getting over. That's what it is. Some folks are getting over and they don't want to put stuff on paper because they plan on getting over. And they can say, I never told you I was doing this for you. This was for your son to travel or to do this or to do that. just start adding a whole bunch of stuff onto what's being done. So that's my angle, bro. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the the best way to help these parents understand what's going on, why they're paying for what they're paying, why you're still being charged to get in some of these games, even though your son is on the team. Why you have to pay duels if they have that, right? Traveling, how much it costs, Airbnb, like all that stuff. If they know, I can guarantee you they can better prepare. You know what I'm saying? And some folks, if you tell them in advance, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I don't want to go. I don't want to play for a traveling team. I want to play for a rec team that's decent, that could teach my son." Everybody don't want to play for a national league, or everybody's not going to want to cover the cost of traveling expenses. But at least you give them that opportunity of knowing by giving them a breakdown of what it is to experience and to expect. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
We are very lucky org. I'm gonna say that because I'm not gonna lie. 85% of my kids have their mom and dad at home. 85% on all levels have their mom and dad at home. We don't have a lot of single parents in our org, which we got real lucky on that. So it kind of helps out a lot. So we blessed to have that. Like a lot of our parents, it's the mom and dad on our team. So, a lot of people ain't unfortunate to have that, but with our org, we have a lot of moms and dads in the same household. So that kind of help a little bit with us. But I mean, we still got them stragglers that late on payments, don't pay. Coaches got to take the kid out of town. That's just some stuff that we like to do anyway. Because for me personally, I really don't like taking parents out of town unless they stay in their own hotel. I'd rather all the kids stay with me. So I know if I'm up at 8 o'clock, we eat breakfast, we all gonna be at the field hour early, 2 hours early, stretching, get ready for the game, instead of the parents showing up 30 minutes before the game. So me personally, I tell the parents, shit, just send them with me. You can come when you want. Go take a vacation, go to the club, do your things with me. Cause I don't like showing up to things late. I don't like doing stuff late. You know what I mean? When it comes to me showing up to coach, I'll be the first one at the field. Like I tell my parents, I'm the first one at the field so I can check the exits and the entrances. If anything go down, I already got the exit plan. I'm already there. I'm already scooping the scenery. I'm already knowing what's going on. If it's a delayed game, I'm already on the field. I'm already questioning. I'm already know what's going on. So that's just me personally on how I do things. When I go out of town, I'm there 2 hours, maybe 3 hours early. I might leave the kids at the hotel real quick. I'm about to go check out the scenery. I'll be back. Don't leave the room type thing, or don't leave the Airbnb, however it may go. That's just what I do personally because it be a lot of stuff going on when you go out of town. But we all got to live and we got to grow because, like I said, when I first started, it wasn't like this. We started as a rec team under a high school program. When we left, this how you know you good coaches. When we left, the whole K through second grade, they all left with us. And the township that we was under, they was pissed. Oh, y'all came, y'all took all our kids. We didn't take no kids. The parents wanted to go with the coaches that they was most comfortable with. So, that we was blessed when we started our program. We started off as one team. Every year we graduated to another team. Year after year we built it on to the org. Um, it's just, but everybody got to find their way and do what's best for them. But the best thing I can say about all of this is the communication part. Like you said, Ken, you have to communicate. Because, like I said, I just got a text message from my parent just now. You remind everybody about practice? Here I go. I'm on this live. I didn't remind nobody. I forgot. Let me go ahead and put it in the group chat right now, because I did forget to tell everybody. So it's like, thank you. I appreciate that. And my parents, they stay on us. I'm not gonna
Answer
lie. They stay
answer
on me.
Neek.
They know I'm a hard head. They
Answer
stay
Neek
on me.
right quick, coach. Answer Neek.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's on the screen. Says, what if you give
Answer
them
who?
your money? What if you give them your money and don't get your stuff?
then that's something that your coach has to be a man or whoever you gave your money to give your money back. Because again, like me, I bought rings this year for my boys. Guess what? I still never received a ring. So guess what I hit the dude up? I need my money back. I told my parents we gonna give them rings. They want they rings. So now I need my money back so I can go to somebody more trustworthy to get the rings. I've been through that. You know what I mean? But personally, if they give you money and they don't get it, the coach just had to be a man to give them back the money and say, hey, I ran into X, Y, and Z. Like my parents didn't know the rings never came. They just was thinking I wasn't giving them out. So I had to finally tell them I got played. Send them the screenshots. I got
Nah, I feel it. Yeah. So yeah, if
can you hear me?
first of all, things happen, Neat. So the the one thing that you'll do is verify through work, right? Through right, confirm it. What do they like? What they say happened? Where's the receipt that it happens? Right, showing you, physical proof that it actually happened. Because some folks would say, "Ah, man, I had this, and when I had this, they said that they can't find it or whatever."
Just be
Okay, what it
courtesy
do?
enough to send them the screenshots.
Yeah, just had them send you the screenshot to prove that what they said actually happened, right? And then if it's it you that just buy them more time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't get your stuff, I think you should either get a discount or full refund. Just
Yeah.
depend. And the only reason why I say a discount is because let's say if your kid have played, right? Then obviously you could be like, okay, well, I mean, he did play, so I'm willing to take slightly less or whatever. But nah, far as all the stuff that they told me, all of the stuff that they told me, I need to get my stuff back. Like I need to get reimbursed for all that.
Yeah.
Cause now I don't even get to
And
enjoy the fruits of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it
for
depends.
sure. For sure.
It
I,
depends.
I pay for the rings out of my own pocket with my own money.
Answer this. But that's why you got to
And I
know who you dealing with.
go ahead.
The person that you dealing with got to have integrity. Hold on. Let me change that.
For sure.
The person that you dealing with must
Yeah.
have integrity.
Yeah. So I learned the lesson, and like I didn't have to show the parents the screenshot of me spending my own money about rings. But if I told you I'm gonna do something and you expecting it, it's gonna happen 9 times out of 10, as long as they hold up their end. So I was willing enough to be like, hey man, look, tired of everybody asking me about these rings. Look, this is what it is. Here go the screenshot. I'm hounding this nigga about my money. He still ain't paid me. I've been hounding him for 2 months. He still ain't paid me. Like there's nothing I can do about that but spend an extra $1,000 on some more rings that I really ain't trying to do, which I ain't gonna do until he reimbursed me some of that money. So we'll try to get the rings ready for when we do our banquets at the end of the year. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So registration still has to cover a banquet in some sort, but you see, that wasn't in our itinerary because we're gonna do the banquet regardless. That's regardless. You know what I mean? He said you don't play on that team and you give up 500. Well, as a parent, everything need to be in black and white because you giving them 500 and you don't play on that team and you pay for that. It ain't nothing like small claims court, and you're gonna get reimbursed even a little extra for your wasted time and money. It might take you a little extra to go to small claims court, and it shouldn't be that big on Little League football. That's why Ken said, "Oh, you make a contract with a team saying they're gonna return the favor. I'm taking your ass to small claims court. I need to be reimbursed. I don't give a damn. I don't play about my finances. Just like Buddy with the rings. If you don't get to paying me, I'm gonna get your ass back in small claims court later on in the year. You're gonna receive a notice, and you be like, damn, over some rings? Hell yeah. Bad business is bad business. I'm not playing about business. I'm not saying my business is 1,000 and 2,000%, but I do the best I can to make sure everybody reinsured and take care of. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
it's not that hard, man.
talk to
It's
Neat.
not that hard.
She says you don't play on that team and give Nick said
That's
you
what I
don't.
was telling her. Small claims court.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Small claims court. That's the best you can do if that coach ain't standing on his word. Because what you gonna do? Fight him, shoot him, do something crazy, risk your life over the 500. You either gonna take the loss or you gonna go through the proper channels to get your 500 and your extras on the back end because that coach ain't a man of his word or that team or program ain't a man of their word. Some people might think, oh man, that's too much. That's just nah. You either gonna handle it with violence or you gonna handle it the correct way.
Now,
I
yeah.
advise you just to handle it the correct way
Let's go through it.
because if you don't,
Let's go through it.
go
And
ahead.
I'm glad you asked this, right? And this is the first step to show y'all how we should start dealing with stuff. First of all, if that's the case, why would you suffer in silence? You obviously got a problem with the fact that your kid paid a certain amount of money and then didn't even don't even play on the team, right? The registration or whatever. Obviously, you got an issue with that, right? You probably and let me know that you definitely asked for your money back. But the thing is, you let people know. This is where you communicate. Hey, listen, not to blast them. Hey, I I paid an X amount of money, to such and such, didn't get my funds back. How should I pursue it? See, the thing about it is when people do you a certain way, and if they know that you will uh you know keep receipts and expose what it is that they're doing, chances are they're less likely to do it, right? But if you're
For
suffering in
sure.
silence, meaning that you want your funds back, your kid not on the team, but you know, you know that you should be refunded because you didn't even participate on that team, then first of all, yeah, just go ahead and expose the situation. Ask the person they don't want to give it back. Then, like he said, you can do small claims court, and not just that, sue them for the 500, and then on top of that, make them pay your court fees. That's it. I guarantee you, it stopped right there. Guarantee it.
Yep.
Guarantee it.
Yep.
Because the thing about it is,
Yep.
I don't care to make an excuse for somebody who's taking advantage of somebody. So I don't care. Oh man, why would he tell them that, bro? I'm no longer in the street. I'm not none of that. I don't care. Do what you got to do to prevent them folks. See, if it's me, I'll teach them a lesson. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be the last person that they do it to, cause I'm gonna run you through the ringer. Like I'm gonna be like, y'all see, I don't care. I go off principle. So
Well, 10 kids, let me do the math. Five, five, five,
five
five.
thousand.
That's about $4,000,
Mm-hmm.
$5,000 that the team then got off of those kids. We all taking the small claims court together. Now he coming out 20,000 for our
Mm.
emotional stress, the lying. Like you can build up a case so big to where you coming out, you getting extra. You just got to know how to play the game, man. It's not really the game because it shouldn't go that far, but you really just got to know how to take the proper channels to make them pay. And I guarantee the program gonna fold after they take that one coach to small claims
Mm.
court. The program gonna fold, especially if you hit up the president of the org and they ain't took the proper channels to either replace the money or to disciplinary that coach. You gonna fold the whole program. You gonna fold them. They gonna fold. So you willing to not pay us or have your program? We gonna take you out of little league business altogether. I guarantee you, the state will not let them coach in little league in their city no more. I promise you, Neek. That's just something you and those parents got to get together and tell them we not being silent no more. We all gonna go down here and claim the same small claims court. And once that judge see 5 different cases of the same reacting thing, now they ass gonna get hit with fraud. The same way that dude got hit with fraud in Atlanta, telling parents that he gonna take them to college visit so and so. You know what them twins did? I think they from out here. They took his ass to the news. They ran his ass through the ringers. Now his ass in jail over little league money, a little league scamming. You just have to take the proper channels when it comes down to something like that. Because $5,000 is a nice little come up. They paid their rent for the year. They paid their water bill. Like they came up. So what I would my best advice to you is to get on that small claims court
So
right
last
now.
thing, get out the street mentality. I've been in there. Get out the street mentality, letting somebody mess you over, and then you look at the dollar amount, and then you say, "Ah, that's just a little 500." Okay, all them little 500s gonna keep
Then you gonna shut.
happening. You know what I'm saying? Though just that little get over it. Though that it's just a little 500 gonna keep happening. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is, when something happens, you should always prevent it from continuing to happen, which is what I do on a lot of cases. But hey, man, it depends on you, Nick. It depends on you. Chris says we
And
have
Kevin is
Excel.
gonna shut the whole org down.
What he say? He says we have an Excel spreadsheet with all the money of the fundraiser and fees that parents can check for sure. Hey, now Chris, I think you should implement what he's saying. Where, like you said, where the money go, far as with the parents and
I
all that
think
stuff.
DEA does a great job.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think DEA does a great job. So I don't think DA really have to worry about that because I think they do a great job. Like I stole some stuff from them. I called they coach, asked they coach, hey, how y'all do y'all boot camp? How y'all do this? I called the Orlando Laws. Hey man, what's y'all registration and how does it work? You know, what goes on? Like you gotta learn. Coaches and business owners have to be coachable and to learn to make they self grow. I'm not opposed to asking, picking up the phone. Hey Batman, how y'all do this? Or hey so and so, how you do this? Hey Courtney, how you know? So I can help my org run better. So it's just some stuff that you know you got to reach out and ask these certain people. How do they make their program run so smoothly? They've been doing it way longer than you. Because I only been doing this since 2021. So I ain't the longest person in the game. I ain't been coaching the longest, but I've learned a lot. Look, listen, and learn. That's what I live by. So you just got to learn as you go, man. Because like I said, there's parents that ain't never paid registration. If I want to be an asshole as a coach, I can take their ass to small claims court. They received their uniforms, they got to travel, they been at my practice field, and they still ain't paid my registration money. Now I'm going through all this woo woo, but for me, the kid, it's not the kid's fault. So that's different when it comes to uniforms and stuff like that. So it's just, I ain't that deep. But my personal money on the personal level, like rings and stuff like that, that's different for me. But uniforms to a kid, man, I was gonna buy the whole kid anyway. It didn't matter. But I still would like for you to pay your registration fee when you get your tax money. I might hit you up in goddamn February. I know you get your taxes. What's up with the 300? Look, I'm that petty. I'll wait.
yeah.
I'll
Soon,
wait till Texas. Come on, you out here about to go splurging? Go ahead,
uh,
toss me my little 250,
yeah, go
and,
ahead, give
and
me
we
that.
call it even.
Give me that.
You know,
Need that emotional distract. But
come
nah,
on with it.
look, this is why I talk about it, because I don't care for people that get over on people, right? I don't care about a coach that don't treat my babies right. I don't You think I care about you more than them? No, I don't. But this is why I say it's important to be business savvy. Like KP said, he says some of this stuff is business one-on-one. You treat it like a business. That's why I told you, if you get an opportunity, right, create a what is it, LLC for your kid, or I mean trademark your kid name, right? And put it in a business,
Hmm.
write everything off. In fact, this how we gonna do it. And I know a lot of coaches are not gonna like me for this, but I don't give a damn. But look, this is why you get your business straight. Because every dollar you spend, guess what? You write it off. Once you put your son name
And
in,
get it back.
in your business as a business, right? So you can write that off. And when them folks, right, take your money. You ask for that receipt. Okay? You ask for that receipt. And then if them folks don't want to give you your money back, you got the receipt that you paid it, right? Because a lot of times they can say, well, they never paid. How are you going? What did you do? Did you give them cash? Did you know what I'm saying? So really what you need to start doing is start getting receipts. You need to let them folks know that listen, if I'm not going to be able to play, let me know that now. I'm going to pay you after the assessment of my kid. Do you see him playing on your team as being a valuable asset? If not, I will go to another team. Okay. But you got to do that
Ken,
before you give them the registration fee. Really, I was just saying the 500 just so if you got a business, just in case you don't get your money back or whatever, you still can write it off on your taxes once they do it. But beforehand, make sure that they get a proper assessment of your kid and see if he's a true valuable asset to the team. You can give me a cutoff date, let my kid play at least one game. How do you assess them? And we can go from there. But a lot of these folks, as I'm being
yeah,
told,
I like that.
some of these folks are having to pay before they even play. What is it?
Yeah,
What?
they do. Some do.
Some gotta
Some
pay
do.
before you play.
Uh,
Take the what and lead the what? Come on
This
now,
is why I
that's
tell my
crazy.
parents, even new kids, this team is a travel national team. You're going to get developed regardless at practice. But this is not a pay to play team. I don't give a fuck if you paid $1,000. If you came for the development and to be a part of something outside of football, great, that we're doing off the field, that's fine. But this is not pay to play, especially when I know it's a new kid coming that doesn't have as much time. Like this All Boys team, we have at least 10 kids that it's like their first year. Don't just think everybody is here national kids, but they know they're going to get developed and they're going to play in league play. When we travel, your kid, we might call you and say, don't bring your kid to Atlanta next week because he's not going to play. We're not going to waste your money or your time. But when we plan in our league play, bring him every week because he's going to get on the field. But this team is not pay to play. I don't give a damn how much money you paid. I told you day one, this is not pay to play. Like you got to have that communication and that conversation with certain parents. Like I got parents that came to Alabama. They came, their kid didn't even dress. They just came to want to sit on the sideline because they wanted the experience and to be around their brothers that they be outside of football. You know what I mean? So you just have to communicate that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Amy
Yeah,
says
I'm the
travel
head coach,
ball.
bro. I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna answer KP question. I'm the assistant head coach because I helped merge the team, even though I'm the DC. So I still have to communicate with my 18 parents I brought over to merge with the team to keep them. I'm the voice for them. I'm the communication for them. You know what I mean? Like that's just me. I gotta communicate for those parents because they're trusting me to merge with the Saw Boys. It wasn't their idea to travel to Ohio every weekend and do certain stuff like that every weekend. So, me being the coach that I am and I wanted to merge, I wanted to make it work. I'll take the kids to Ohio every weekend with me. You can save your gas money. You ain't got to come because if that's extra expenses for you, then I'll take those extra expenses because that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't on their plan to be like, oh, we going to Ohio this year for games. Like I told you, my itinerary changed once I merged to fits the Saw Boys itinerary, which we talked about it, made each other fit. Like I said, Bart took on my preseason schedule, and now for regular season, we're taking on his schedule. So, like I told you, Ken, any game I had planned for regular season was not in void now. It just what it is because when we merged, we decided that he's gonna do my preseason. That's my org. You know what I mean? Certain stuff like that. But you just have to be able to tell your parents straight up. Don't sugarcoat, don't lie. Yes, we did a cross state merger. So we practice on the weekends. On the off day, if we got a game on Saturday, we practice on Sunday. If we got a game on Sunday, we practice on Saturday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, conditioning fundamentals, getting the kids ready for the weekend on the game. So our team, like I said, when we went to go play voodoo, we wasn't where we was at now. Now we good. We straight. We getting those practices in. Everything is coming, together. It was a little, discombobulated in the beginning because parents still had to buy in to a cross state merger. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a little different than a lot of different parents, but I mean, teams. So with me just being the guy that I am, that my parents trust, and I run through a brick wall, like I don't really care to say it because it's over with. They done been through me when I done did 7 months in jail. I done did this, I done did that. They still there because they know I'm for the kids. They can call me right now and say, hey, my kid got suspended. Can I drop him off? I need you to discipline him. Go and drop him off. I got him. It's not, I'm the uncle. I'm bigger than a coach. I'm Uncle T. You know what I mean? I'm Uncle Bill, whatever the hell you want to call me. I'm the uncle now. It's deeper than that. Coaching. We a village, so we all trying to, raise these kids the best way we can. I ain't the best father figure because, like I said, I done been in jail, whoopty whoop, but that don't make me who I am as a person. That's just some situations that I let my emotions get too high and cause myself. You know what I mean? Like when we went to Florida, everybody know I got locked up in Florida for driving without a license. Now I got my license. Now parents ain't worried about that. Stuff like that. I just had to grow up as I became a coach because I didn't start off as a coach. I started off as a street nigga coming to coach. So now I eliminate the streets and now I'm a coach. I'm bettering myself to be that role model for them kids and my own kids. I got 8 kids of myself. You think my 8 kids want to be seeing me go out of town with the other kids every weekend, or my house full every weekend with all the other? My daughters don't even like staying at home or coming home on the weekend. Oh, you got all them boys over there. Woo, woo. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Daddy won't be coaching Little League forever. You know what I mean? But right now, this is the path that I chose to go through, and this is my dedication. So it's God Family School, but my job, my passion comes first. Just like my girl, she's a doctor, a nurse, whatever you want to call it. That comes first in her life. She's at work damn near 16 hours a day. It just is what it is, man. So yeah, shout out to them license, man. I just got them mugs about 2 weeks
Shout
ago.
out,
Hit
man.
the horn for me one time, kid. That's big, goddamn it.
Hey,
You feel me? Now they ain't gotta worry about that.
hey, that's what's up, man.
Shit,
Hey,
you feel me?
let
So it's
me
all
get to the
about
comments.
growing. It's all about growing.
Let me get to the comments real quick. Hey, shout out to getting them
Okay.
license, man. Amy says travel ball is not for the weak. It's tough, especially for single parents. Just blessed to have great people around. That's what it's gonna take. And then Melanie says, she says, how would you write it off? Well, if you got your son trademark and in a business, basically what you do is you keep track of everything that you pay for, and then when it comes time to file your taxes, you basically put it you basically keep track of everything that you pay for, and then you give them, the documentation or whatever, right? The receipts and stuff like that. And then make sure that you can Xerox everything, into your files and stuff like that, just in case they need it, proof that you actually spend money on specific things. So, yeah, that's how you do it. Once you file your taxes, everything that you purchase and stuff, they'll pretty much reimburse you, you know what I'm saying, for that type of stuff. So that's why I be trying to tell these coaches, man, file your stuff, get your 501c3, make sure that you file your taxes because you're going under a nonprofit, right? Which is what most football teams are, right? Organizations are as a 501c3. You write the stuff off. They give you, basically the funds back, for spending it because you are a business, a company and stuff like that. So that's how you write it off. So if he's going with you, right? And you got to transport him from practice to home and from home to a game and all this other stuff, write that stuff off. Get the money back, keep the receipts, show them like, look, this is what I purchased, but definitely make sure that you're being honest about it. But that's how you write your stuff up. She said, riding the wave. Yeah, that's what they do. Says coach lie, Ken. Coaches lie, Ken. They will say, yeah, but change their mind later. I get it, but that's up to you. Are you going to sit there and be, like just quiet about it? I'm not talking about publicly. I'm saying, are you going to tell him, like, listen, this is not what you said about my son? You know, have a contract. If you don't
E-
fulfill what it is
Everything's
that
a
you said
process.
about what you were planning on doing, I'm not saying my son should play every hour, but if my son never plays at all, my contract in the contract, what your coach is telling you, right? Like, oh man, yeah, he gonna get in the game, man. I plan on using him. Every game he gonna get a lot of playing time, and he don't play. You know what I'm saying? Then you should have a contract saying, listen, my son don't play at least 5-10 minutes of the game. Like, that's that, like, because you said that he's good enough. So that 10 minutes should be minimum, right? Right? You said that he's
Hmm.
good enough because I'm saying that he may not be good enough for a specific, for that regarding that team, right? But he might be good enough for another team. Might be another coach that say, look, man, free registration. Like, I don't need you. I don't need your money. I want your son. I think that this person is good. That's a person that's most likely intending on using your son versus this person that just promising you, because you do have some people that just want every top team, every top player, but have no intent on using them just
Yeah,
other than getting the competition out the way. And then you got some that say,
for
listen, I'm gonna
sure.
do it free. You ain't gotta worry about it. He that good. So always keep your options open. I think that he should play 1 or 2 games first before you pay any registration. And as the coach, if he really intends on using your child, I don't think that'd be a problem if he could play 1 or 2 games in assessing the kid or whatever. I think that'll be, an even exchange. You feel what I'm saying? But like, or
Can
do
I
a little
give a second
deposit,
part to that, Ken?
$100. Do like
Can
a
I give a second
hundred
part to that?
dollar deposit, and that covers like 2 games for him to assess your team. I mean your kid. That way you ain't paying the entire fee. KP, he says travel ball is
The
not for
second part to that is
go ahead.
the second part to that is sometimes we see a kid that we feel can play on our team until that kid get around all dogs. So it takes that kid more time to catch up to them other dogs because just because you're the best player on the so and so team at running back. When he come over here, we already got 3 running backs that's high quality running backs that your kid got to work extra harder to take those reps. It's just how football is and sports are. We love that kid. I think that question is for me too, uh, about the son on 3 years because I merged. Okay, I got a prime example. Everybody in my state and city knows our team was built on Hero. That's why his name is Hero. Xavier Hutchinson, we gave him the name Hero because he started with us. He led us to many victories. We even got a trophy made called the Hero Trophy for banquets year after year. On that one, he don't play no offensive snaps now. He only plays defense. And because, like I said, when we merge, we have better running backs that can fulfill that position, but he may be better at a linebacker spot where he play now, number 0 that y'all seen play a couple times versus Eastside Babies, that he now is a better linebacker at that position for this team that fits this team style. You have to be able to adapt to the team and trust the process. That's why Hero Mom is still here. She ain't left. He's still here because she trusts what's going on and she know that we have 3 and 4 running backs that he cannot outcompete during practice or so and so when the time comes. So he can outcompete other kids at linebacker. So he took on that role to be our linebacker now for this year. And no complaints, no cries, no Facebook, no shunning, no leaving. You just have to be able to accept what's acceptable because when you go to middle school ball and high school ball, you got to play wherever the fuck the coach say. Excuse me. You got to play wherever the coach says you have to play. So I commend her on that. I had to tell her that the other day. Like, man, I'm so happy. Like you stayed and you trust in the process. He stayed and he trusted in the process because he's not gonna always be the best running back that we have. Now that we trying to play national travel ball and do this stuff big, like Hero is a prime example of that question, man. He been with us since day one, K through second, still with us, but he took on the role to being the best linebacker that he can be. So just because a kid been with you for 4 years doing something, don't mean that their role can't change once you build a team for a certain um a certain goal or what you're really trying to do. There's a lot of kids on both teams, Saw Boys and our team, that had to take a back seat or a different role. You know what I mean? So it's just like parents gotta trust what the coaches have in store and the kid has to believe in what the coaches have in store. Because if not, that's when people start leaving or start doing this. I'm not saying that's the reason why Deke went to the voodoo, but that was a good opportunity for Deke because they've been asking for that kid since he was AU. So this is last ride, 11U. Next year, he's playing seventh grade ball. He won't have much time for travel ball. So like I told her, I feel no way. Go give him that opportunity around better coaches. I'm not gonna say I'm the best coach, better opportunities, and let him grow as an athlete. So what I taught him and what they taught him, he can use in middle school and high school because he's one of the only kids in the Midwest that got an offer from IMG. They came down here, looked at him, evaluated him, and gave him an offer. So I'm glad he's at Voodoo getting that sharpened iron and that mentality from those coaches to help him play in high school. I love it. I have no problem with it. And he's always welcome to my house, to with our kids or whatever we doing. He's always welcome. I'm still Uncle T to Deke Spoonmore, aka Iron Man. You got to get your emotions out of stuff. Get your emotions out of these kids because you don't own a kid. You can only help grow them kids. So that's to answer your question about how do we do it when a kid been down with us. Man, sometimes the road change. And I love Hero for that. He's a great linebacker, a great defensive player, a great kid with a big IQ. So on any other team, he might go be the quarterback, the running back, the receiver. But on this team, he has a role to play. It just is what it is.
Hey man, I'm glad people are very interested in, you know, into, turning into a business because like I said, man, having the EIN, and I'm also expecting Melanie for your son to be able to make some money as well. So once your son is also making some money, those expenses that I told you that you should write off, right? It will basically it will counter that, right? The money that you make that you probably have to pay taxes on. So let's say you get like a $5,000 check, right, from a company, going towards your EIN number. That's when the other stuff come into play, like the gas that you spend, the receipts, whatever it is that you purchase, right? The uniforms, the like whatever it is that you purchase. So when you go to buy your son some cleats or something, right? That's tax write-off. It's a tax deduction and all that. So I'm expecting you to make some money in the process, right? Or going to these companies because they are going to go with somebody that's already established, most likely, right? Where they can also write off their money. I mean, write off their taxes. Far as the excuse me, let me back up. So if the company give you the money, right, that means that they're most likely are going to give it to you whole. You, as the tax preparer, I think that I've seen you say, right, you will say, okay, I got this five. What'd you say? I got this $5,000. They didn't take any taxes from it, right? you really don't have to pay the taxes. I know, I'm pretty sure you know about this part. You can just use your expenses and then they would deduct that, and then whatever, how much ever your expenses is, they so let's say your expenses is $3,000. You will only have to pay taxes on $2,000 instead of the whole five. So you know, out of all this stuff,
Mhm.
how the tax stuff work. But basically, I'm expecting you to bring in a few dollars from your social media handles, or from you going and getting some funds from these companies that need to pay, right? Get some money to write taxes off, deductions for themselves, right? You get $5,000 of that. Then you use all of the receipts that you know that you have, that you pay for, like the gas and all that traveling expenses, and then that goes towards that 5,000, which basically minimize the amount of taxes that you're gonna have to pay in general. So I would literally plan on bringing somebody that actually does taxes that can explain it, because I can help you, but sometimes I don't do the best as explaining it. But we definitely need to treat this stuff like a business. But Stefan says, I have I have been coaching 39 years, in every program that I've been with, we have ran it like a business. He says you have to do that because money changes hands, registration fees, fundraising concessions, and gate. He said every cent that's made is triple counted and deposited. Fees make He says fees we make go towards the team, hotels, transportation, etc. I did 12 years in the military and don't ever leave a player behind. He says I don't only train kids, but I also he says I also coach, and I also coaches and parents. Says fundraising has to be done, and I get my parents to understand that the funds will help offset the pocket expenses. I'm sorry, because this longer. He says help offset the pocket expenses. He says we keep a books on who participated and what they turned in. He says will go towards their child. Our kids snap are determined how they practice. And just as coaches speaking stated, we're straight up with the position. We need them before they fill our registration form. So basically he's saying that they determine the position that the kid will play before they even, get to that point. And they and all of the expenses that you guys pay will be offsetted, will help offset some of the expenses. So if they traveling and all this other stuff, they're telling you, I think you already said you do a breakdown, but how? That's the difference. Like, people know, they now know what to do, but do we have an example, right? Do we have an example of what people should be doing? See, sometimes seeing is believing, right? We talk about all of what we do, but let's show some examples. Like, for instance, right, Coach Trevon came in and he showed this, right? He shows like his financial commitment, right? The total registration costs and all that, the duels and all that stuff. Like, a lot of these folks, they understand that that's something that we should be doing, but do we have anything that gives an example of the breakdown and how they should be doing it? Because now I think we took the first step, which is knowing. Now to take the next step of how to create the Excel, right? To For them to be able to understand how to read the breakdown, how to create the data, right? To upkeep their breakdown and stuff like that. So if you have an example, that you can display, I would love to show that on the screen. Maybe not this one, but on the next one. But I think the message that you have for the ones who actually also read this one is definitely how it should be done. Ran as a business. You still here, Coach Javon? There you go. But I definitely think it should be ran as a
I'm
business.
back.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen this message. You got anything that you want to say to that? Yo,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
no, I was saying, is there anything that you wanted to add to what Stefan said?
Nah, he pretty much nailed it. But like you said, you just have to communicate, man. That's the biggest thing. And like the breakdown is only for the parents and whoever else is on the team. It's just for their clarification so they can get a better understanding. Because again, everybody hear it, then they got so much going on in their life, they may forget. So as long as they can pull that back up, then they shouldn't forget. You know what I mean? Like they can always go back to their picture messages or whatever, the group chat, and like, oh, this is due this month, or oh, this is what was said, or so and so. So you just have to, give that breakdown. Cause like I said, I was a firm believer in the beginning, not to tell them nothing about what's going on, but I had to grow. You know what I mean? So it's all about growing and making everybody more comfortable.
Hmm.
'Cause you want them to be comfortable.
Shout out to Darren.
Um,
Hey
and
man, listen. Hey, I'm glad I seen this, man. If y'all ain't been listening to Darian, man, I've been trying to get him on for a minute. I know he a busy guy, but man, the jewels that he be dropping is crazy. I don't know if y'all seen it, man. It's like I literally can't wait to talk about it. Like the jewels is crazy.
I'll try to get him on. I'll hit Darren up. I'll try to get him on.
Yeah, no, I be, I,
I
I
know he
I
be
got a
busy.
great rapport with him. He says, man, most of these kids not making more than the threshold to pay taxes. Um, hey, that might be true. That might be in certain regards.
But
In
you got to
certain
be like
regards.
Grunk Daddy. You see what Grunk Daddy does for him? He might spend a lot of money to invest in all at the college games, all this, but it's just depend on how far and willing you go to invest in your kid. If you know your kid got good talent or they capable of doing, big things. Cause I watch him a lot. I took a couple methods from him. You know what I mean? You just have to be willing to invest in your kid as much as possible. That's what I tell all my parents. Man, your kid is an investment. He's an investment. It started to sound like that, but if you playing youth sport, it's an investment, man. It's all right, Seal. He said he just give him a time. And back to Bill, what's his name? The Belt to Boys. Yeah, I gave some pushback when Deke first left. Not only because now I'm seeing that what I told the parent is the same thing. He's playing defensive end. He's coming in on packages. They trusting the process. He's not playing offense for Voodoo as much as he was playing offense for us. And she didn't want him at defensive end for us. But my pushback was, but you're letting him play defensive ends for Voodoo. Okay, that's fine. I'm still not mad. We got a great relationship, but that was just my pushback on it. Don't take him somewhere because a coach telling you X, Y, and Z, and you haven't seen it for yourself. You have to. You can't just because they're the best team don't mean that he's gonna go down there and get all the snaps and whoop de whoop. Because again, Voodoo run a far harder practice and their offensive scheme. He don't even know the plays. How can you expect him to get on offense and he don't know the plays? Like this past weekend when I seen him play, the linebacker had to kept coming to him, telling him where to line up on defense because he don't know the defensive plays yet. So you can't expect him to go play middle linebacker and on defense, your middle linebacker is your quarterback. He needs to know everything that's going on. So that was my only pushback towards Deke going to Voodoo is because of the process. The merger was early. I lost a lot of good kids because of the merger, which I'm not complaining because we still have a good group of talented kids. Our roster is still 45 deep. So I'm not complaining. But parents have to trust the process if they really there for the process, or they're scared of or they scared of talent, or they scared their kid taking a back seat because their kid is not the best DB or wide receiver at that moment. Not saying that they won't be by the end of the year, but you just have to trust that process. So, like I said, I'm glad Deke is with Voodoo. He's getting that extra coaching. He's playing in those games. He only came in, if you watch the game, on pass rushing situations. That's what we was using him for. So it's just, it's just is what it is. You have to trust some type of process. I would love for him to stay, but hey, if you gotta, parents gotta learn on their own also. I had another kid go to a team that we beat every year and go over there. He's taking a lesser role than what he was playing here, but the parent wasn't willing to trust the process because of whatever, for whatever reason. I'm not mad. I don't care, not that much to hate a kid or to be mad at a kid. When we played him and we beat him while he was on that team, good game. You should have stayed with us. Now we gonna have to kick your ass. We have to prove a point. You know what I mean? That's just me just being a coach. If you leave, we play you, we just gonna have to kick your ass. That just is what it is, to show you that you shouldn't have left the process, that you should have trusted, because it was hard for parents to go to Ohio every weekend for a game. It is hard for parents to go to Ohio for practice every other weekend, or Ohio come. He got the same issues. We don't, it's just not our issue. But I'd rather have a practice on a weekend with all 35 kids than showing up Tuesday and Thursday and having 12 kids where you're not getting the real work. That's just me. So I felt like the best thing was to do the merge so our practices can be harder than games. That's just how I felt. I wasn't willing to have 17 at practice or 12 at practice this week and everybody live in the same city. Fuck, forget that. We all in the same city and we barely could get 12 kids to practice. So you know what? Training on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whoever come, we can work on fundamentals and train. And on the weekend, that's where we get our real work in. That just was me, because a lot of people have trouble with getting numbers at practice. You can't run an efficient practice with 12 kids. There's no way, there's no how. Only thing you can do is work on fundamentals and the basics. There's no way you can get your starting offense in and your starting defense in, go through different sets and coverages when both kids are playing both sides of the ball. Now, both kids really ain't playing both sides of the ball on this merged team. Niggas got to roll. Well, I didn't call them niggas. Kids got to roll, and they got to play their role and do the best they can to help the team. Like, I got a kid, one of my kids that been with me, he do not like playing offense. He hate offense. But he's one of the biggest linemen and one of the best centers probably in the country. He can snap that ball like a rocket, and it's on point, and he's good, but he hates offense. So with this team, he don't got to play offense. He can go straight to defense. We got another good center. You know what I mean? But when I told him, when you get to middle school next year, you ain't gonna have no choice but to play where they tell you to go. So you need to learn now to do as the coaches ask you to do. You know what I mean? Because sometimes he has to play offense when we go to league games. And to you, Holy Jones, I talk because I know what I'm doing. I know how to coach. But if you don't have the parents and the kids that want to really play travel national ball, you're not going to beat a voodoo if you ain't training hard like a voodoo. Voodoo practice 4 days a week. You're not going to beat that if you're practicing 2 days a week with 12 kids. It's just not going to happen. I don't give a damn what you know and what you do. It's not going to happen. To be the best, you got to practice and train like the best. That's why a lot of people can't beat voodoo, because practices and training is not up to their standard and their speed. So that's why I pay attention to the Rod Max, the Batmans. I try to implicate some of that stuff in my practices to my kids. I watch they practice videos, they training videos, and we run the same drills the best way we can with the kids that show up. We got 45 kids, Chris, on our roster for league play. But when we travel for national ball, we have 35 kids because, again, everybody can't play national ball. Everybody's not nationally ready. But we don't leave no kids behind because we still invite them, but they may not play. You know what I mean? That's just is what it is. That everybody's not ready for. We're not about to put a first year kid in the game when we going against Voodoo, SED, and so on and so forth. He's just not going to be able to keep up with those kids that has way more experience and better. So we got walk down game October 12th, and go ahead. I'll be hitting your DM. Chill out, cause we gonna smack that stuff.
Yep. Hey man, I ain't got too much. Let me read what Melanie said, and I'm gonna go ahead. She says parents got to understand. It said 500 registration for league is not the same as independent national teams. She says most of these national coaches, not all, is there for the kids. She says they're looking at $500 registration. Says not looking at some of these coaches. Hold on. Not looking at some of these coaches is damn. It's hard to see.
You want me to read it for you?
Yeah, now that's not the whole thing.
Yeah, not looking at some of these coaches is in the negative with their own person funds after the preseason games. We play in Gen Wit, I hope I said that right, as well as registration is over 500 when you include the registration and fees. So like I said, it just depends on the program, where you at, what community you in, and how and what coaches. Like you have to know what coaches you plan for before you go play for them. You got to get. You can call parents, 10 parents within that program from different age groups, and ask them, is it ran right? Is it done right? You know what I mean? Like some teams got 3 or 4 different helmets that they give to the kids throughout the year to wear with different colors on them for the uniforms. Some people, do that, like the Voodoos, the SEDs, the DEAs. Like they already built a program so far where they got all that equipment already put up and established. Some programs are new or can't afford it, or in a low budget community where they don't have all those helmets and different stuff. Like I be seeing, like I seen this weekend. Everybody on Voodoo had a new helmet on, all white, crispy clean, ready to go. I wish I did have 35 helmets sitting in the shed with different colors going. Boy, we'd be the most, boy, the flyest thing around. But we haven't got that far as a program, as I said. My program only been here since 2021. We're learning as we're going. I'm not saying 5 years from now, we won't have that. You know what I mean? And when you win, it makes it so much better. Everybody want to sponsor you. Everybody want to give you stuff. And that's what I told my parents. When we win, we ain't got to worry about paying these tournament fees. They going to let us in for free because they want us to be in their event. I'm not going to lie to you. When I sign up for a tournament, Bill, I really don't have to pay for a lot of tournaments because we didn't won so much as the Firehawks. They like, shit, we want you there because we know somebody trying to come and play you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying now since I did the merger, a little stuff has changed a little bit. You know what I mean? So it just all depends on. But that's all I really got, man. Just do what's best for you, and communication is the key.
Absolutely. So it'd be live tonight, man. If anybody wanna, kind of share their opinion if they didn't get the opportunity to, man, make sure y'all tune in live. We'll definitely be on here. That's all we got, man. Hopefully, we got the ball rolling far as some of these folks thinking about operating and running their organization, man, as a business, as they should. Get these folks if they need receipts, get them folks receipts. Um, as a company in general, you're gonna have to write off the expenses as well. So you need receipts anyway. So it's time to start doing stuff the right way, man. Just having a team and just having folks just do anything, just giving money like without any type of documentation, like that's not the right way. But yeah, man, this is the whole thing, man. Y'all just gotta do stuff just do stuff the right way, man. Understand why somebody is doing what they doing instead of just, possibly accusing them or whatever, man. Just make sure that we are in the know. I think everybody should know what the hell is going on. You feel what I'm saying? If if me as a parent, like if I'm spending my money, I deserve to know where my fund is going. That's just bottom line. That's just the basic. Like there's no company that you can go to and you spend your funds and you won't know where to go to. So that's once we get to the business aspect, things won't seem as fraudulent as you believe them to be, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just that we don't know. It's kind of like the referee, what they said. He said, a lot of people, and it's Coach Harold, he says, He's official. He says a lot of people think that we cheat because they don't know the rules or the rule changes, right? That the rule has changed. So they go on with their own perception. So they feel like we're cheating. And that can be in other areas. A lot of folks might think that you're doing something with the funds that you're not supposed to because they don't know that it takes specific things, but that still falls on you because you ain't share or let them folks know where every dollar went. As a nonprofit, you're supposed to let people know where the funds go. So, hey man, that's all I got for the night, man. I mean for the day, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy yourself. Communication is the number one, problem solver, because a lot of times we have our own perception and it don't be what we think or believe it is. A simple conversation can resolve a lot of things, right? So just make sure if you got an issue with something, communicate that and then come to a solution. Or if you can't, sometimes you can handle that arbitrarily. So it is what it is. Hopefully y'all learned something. He said, how do I follow you? Hey man, if you can go on like onto the National Sports Chat page with the blue logo on it, and then just hit the follow button, man. I definitely appreciate it. But hey, y'all enjoy yourself. Definitely hit that like button on the way out, man. Y'all
So